Are you tolerating your circumstances in your life, or are you creating your reality? We're going to talk about that and more today on Awakening with Amy. Hi, welcome. I'm Amy Valentine, certified life coach, hoping to awaken within you a mindset that you can be, do, and have any desire. And today, we're going to talk about the difference between tolerating our circumstances and creating our reality, and what role faith plays in all of this. And by the end of the video, you're going to have the faith that will move mountains. So let's get into it. This video was inspired by a client that recently asked me a question that's really a common question, but she asked me, she said, how do I tolerate these unwanted circumstances in my life and create what I desire? And my answer was, well, you can't. You can't get there from there, like Abraham Hicks says. You can't tolerate unwanted circumstances and focus on what you prefer. When you're tolerating what you don't want and affirming or doing processes, trying to be in wish fulfilled, you're blocking your desire by a belief that you have to tolerate in order to get somewhere better. Right? It's like Abraham says, you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. It's energetically impossible, right? So I said to her, you cannot tolerate anything. What you do is you start now and you accept it all. Acceptance is coming from love, and tolerance is coming from lack. Tolerance is believing in the power of the external world, the physical circumstances and events, and telling yourself, you're conning yourself, it's your ego conning you into thinking they have power over you. And you're defining yourself through them, through the unhappy relationship, through the past, through the current conditions. Maybe it's, finances, whatever it is. It's a trick. It's a trick of the ego. The ego is incomplete seeing. The ego only sees from that vantage point of lack, of fear, of doubt and worry, right? But acceptance is seeing through that higher you, through the eyes of love. It's taking ownership that even though I didn't know it, I somehow, those circumstances before they became a physical thing, somehow that story was floating around in my consciousness, and then that became reality. So you're not believing yourself. You're taking ownership. You're stepping into your power. That's what acceptance does. It's the love of your desire, the love of your connection with that higher you, with that God, the divine love, source energy. But tolerance is the ego separating you, edging God out of your world and telling you, judge by the looks of things, what things look like, right? So that acceptance requires that faith. But what does tolerance do? It's having faith in what you can see. Acceptance is having faith in the unseen reality, that you're more than you know. You're more than you appear to be, right? You're not judging yourself through the outer world. You're judging yourself from within, from the inner eyes, right? That's what they meant. Judge not by appearances. Didn't say don't judge the appearances. Saying you can't judge the appearances, because the appearances are a puny reflection of your potential. Absolute faith is what moves mountains. I mean, scripture has all these different examples, and I have a quote that I wrote down that's really powerful that'll tie this together. But remember, tolerating is telling you that you wish something's different, but I'm still attached to the old version of myself. I'm still attached to the circumstances. And acceptance is I'm loving my desire. I'm letting the old die. I die daily, Paul said, right? That's what he meant. I'm dying to the old version of myself, and I'm accepting the power as creator with my source. I am one. I and the Father are one, but the Father is greater than I. Why is the Father greater? Because it can see the whole picture. Our puny little 3D physical eyes cannot see the whole picture. That's why we don't judge the appearance of things, right? So here's one of the quotes I wrote down. I wrote down a couple today because I feel like this is so powerful, this message, because we all do this. We all have faith. We say we have faith. We do the processes. We get some momentum going. Some cool things happen. And then what do? We lose our faith. Why? We stop believing in our power and we start believing in what we can see again. And this is what I'm telling you, that please just believe in yourself, in your higher power, not in what is or what was. Stop giving your attention and light and power to those external circumstances that are no longer who you are, right? They're not who you are. Who you really are is eternal love, here to be a creator, to create fulfillment, right? Not suffering. So here's a quote from Matthew 17:20. If you have faith as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible to you. What is that mountain representing? Our problems, our unwanted realities, right? And when we have that faith, what does the mustard seed represent? It's so tiny, but it has absolute faith in itself that it's going to become a mustard seed. That's what Neville Goddard said. He said, a mustard seed is conscious of being a mustard seed and a mustard seed alone. That's Neville Goddard. That's what he's telling us in that parable from Matthew, that the faith, absolute faith of that mustard seed knows it's going to grow up to be a mustard plant. That's it. It so believes in itself that's what it becomes, that's what it loves, and that's what it grows into. And when you plant a mustard seed, it grows fast, and it grows into a plant that keeps expanding and expanding. It's a wonderful analogy, metaphor for our inner power so it's that tiny little appearance, but it is that power beyond appearances that moves mountains, right? It's not the mountain that physically moves. It's not the obstacles. We don't physically do anything with the relationship that's making us unhappy, or he's doing that to me, or she's done that, or with any kind of 3D condition. No, that represent the mountain. No, it's not the mountain that moves. It's that we move where the mountain never was, where the problems never were. Feel the power in that parable, right? So absolute faith of a mustard seed is accepting it all from love, from that higher you, knowing you can be, do, and have any desire. With God, all things are possible. Remember, tolerating is the ego convincing you that you are those circumstances, right? Telling you to give power away to them. And it keeps you in fear, lack, and worry, and limitation. So you can't see beyond the appearance of things, right? So remember, you are not your conditions. You're not your thoughts. You're not your feelings. You're the consciousness beyond it all. And what is seen right now was once unseen. And now that you're aware, accept everything with love. Resist nothing. Fight nothing. Resistance is what creates that gap between what we desire and actually having it and living it and experiencing it. And God, it is, fear not, little flock, it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. What is the kingdom? Your fulfillment. Who you really are. That's what we're here to awaken to. that we're already whole and perfect. We don't have to do anything in this physical world to prove it. And that's what the ego stance is always going to tell you. Tolerate this for now because, you're not worthy of what you really want. Just accept it. You can't be something different. So you don't fight that voice. You just become indifferent to it, right? You don't let it have power over you. That's what acceptance does. You deny that the outer world or anything in it has any power over you. And with love and faith in the unseen reality, now you give power to that higher power within you that's flowing through you as you. So you believe as God, not in a God that's outside of you, like the ego will convince you of, right? Let's wrap it up with a quote from A Course in Miracles, this wonderful lesson. I mean, I don't read this obviously from cover to back to cover, front to back, because it's so thick, but like I open it every once in a while. It has powerful lessons in it. Course in Miracles says, appearances deceive because they are appearances and not reality. Appearances deceive because they are appearances, they are not reality. What are they telling us? They're telling us, have the faith of that mustard seed. It's not little faith. That mustard seed is the tiny appearance, but it has the power that moves mountains. Take that with you, and you will never tolerate any unwanted anything ever again. You'll accept it all with love, knowing that you're the creator of your reality, and you can start over right now. Consciousness is only responding to you now. Remind yourself of your power. Have that faith in yourself, not in the physical world. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking and sharing the video. That's how we get the message out there. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. I'm so happy and grateful that you're here. And until next time, have a wonderful day.